Hello! Welcome to Monday. It's a whole new week. Halfway through self-isolation. Getting there. So, on the weekend, I did manage to, amongst a bunch of other stuff, if I can get that out in English, amongst a bunch of other stuff, I've put together a plan. I've got a Trello board now for what I'm going to be doing over the next 3 weeks because I reviewed my schedule. I've got 5 weeks left on the project. 5 weeks, it's not long. 3 of those are now going to be on this dynamic audio, the rest of everything. So that's cashing in my last chip on this because I spent last week putting together a prototype over on AWS. And I'm so glad that I did that because now I don't have to worry about the technical, I don't have to worry about the moving parts of how can I serve files outside of S3 using Python. All of that's proved out. So in hindsight, now I can just focus on the creative side of it. And that's what I'm doing. I've been starting to get together some references, like just look at some media in terms of how it handles the sound design aspect of things for space combat, really. And that is a really good recommendation that came from Belinda Coombs, like get together references. I don't know if I'm going to go to the point of, if I'm going to go to the level of trying to actually like grab the audio so that I can sit and play it in a folder, or if I'll just get time codes on stuff because it's difficult with things that I don't have, like DVDs that I can rip. But anyway, all of that's by the by. So yeah, so I've got a Trello board now. I'll put a link in the video for this, or I'll put it somewhere where it's going to be accessible over the next 3 weeks. So if you're curious, you can track progress. That Trello board is then going to become a number of assets in a spreadsheet. I'm going to sit down at some point, maybe today, and think about how I'm going to extend the spreadsheet that I've got currently so that it can... Here's the problem that I need to solve now. I've got a spreadsheet that's really good for if you've got like a bunch of character barks, then lists them out. All of that works really well. But what it doesn't do is, say for example, if I want to put in a spreadsheet all of the possible voiceover for the second in command character for a status report, then there's a whole bunch of component parts that go into that. There's listing each individual system as online or offline. There's a status report delivered with light damage, with critical damage, because the character is going to respond to those situations differently. And I kind of want to group those together conceptually. While every individual line should have a unique ID, it should then be easy as well to say, well, this is part of that group of things so that they are related. And then from there, I need to consider how I'm going to do variations, because if there's a way of getting a status report for a ship where all systems are online, when you've got critical damage, you want like 2 or 3 different ways of being able to do that. Or those individual component parts, you want 2 or 3 different ways of being able to select from those to glue together. And I've started thinking about how that's going to work on the Python side of things. And I think that there are some really, hopefully, if this all pans out from a code perspective, it should be really straightforward to go from a single audio file to a number of possible variations for a given thing. That's what I want to do. Because what I've also done is I've structured the work to come in phases where there's three specific levels of functionality that I want to add. Which complicate the experience and the options that are available to you. If I get to like, you know, the most complex, then fantastic. If I don't, I don't. And I've also, for each individual piece of audio, for each individual audio asset, I want to move from putting in a scratch piece of audio, so just a temporary, like here's a scribble of like it should nominally sound like this, here it is, to then putting together a final piece of audio that's been sound designed, to then a final piece of audio with variations. Because again, if I run into time constraints on this, then I can just put a few different variations in for a few specific pieces of audio. But that's all, good Lord, we're at 5 minutes. So I'm really excited about the next 3 weeks. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's going to provide a compelling example for a few things, because this is now going to start to bring in It's now going to start to bring in the considerations around character and conversation that go all the way back to one of my first consults. How long ago was it? It was a consult that was done in person in a cafe. Who remembers that? So yeah, it's bringing everything together. It's bringing everything together into a consolidated thing. It's also going to be using the Discord integration that I did a little while back. So yeah, it's not going to include everything. I mean, it doesn't have like a terribly complex rule system, but yeah, I think it's going to be good. The other thing I'm doing is I'm going to finish off Verbalize. I'm about halfway through reading that. Over the next 2 weeks, because there's a lot to do, I'm going to make sure that I'm not just rushing through. I'm going to spread out the read of that for the next 2 weeks, because I had in the syllabus, like I wanted to read through the MIT audio programming book, and I'd put a lot of time aside for that, but not really relevant to what I'm doing, and so I scrapped that. But that created a lot of space for me, which is good. So over the next 2 weeks, I'm finishing off Verbalize, which includes going through all of the practical exercises as well, because I think you miss a lot of that if you don't go through that. You know, that's where a lot of the meat of the book is, and going, oh, okay, I get the idea, now I'm actually going to go and do it. It's like the difference between, you know, thinking about something and actually having to say it. So yeah, so that's me. So circling around, what am I doing today? I am going to flesh out what I've got in the Trello board into a spreadsheet, so that I have a plan for all of my assets. I'm not going to go to the level of actually writing them. I'm just going to have, like, you know, the indication of what it's meant to do. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to be doing my Verbalize study. I've got a conversation this afternoon. I've got a consult with, well, not a consult, but a conversation about a proof of concept using Wwise for dynamic audio, because I'm going to see if I can bring in both Wwise and Fmod and look at how they work for generating ambience. So I've got that this afternoon. And that's it. That's me for today. I hope that your weekend was restful. I hope that you managed to find some peace, and I hope that you managed to find some sanctuary in what are incredibly trying times. I hope that you're safe, and I hope that you're well, and I hope that you're I hope that there's something that you can look forward to this week. All right, I better get to it. I'll see you tomorrow.